After seeing the results of Bill C-18, I hope there's nobody left who thinks that Justin Trudeau's real motivation was to get journalists paid. Bill C-18 is so obviously just about shutting down news in Canada. It's not even funny. It's absurd that we even had headlines out there from places like the Toronto Star who have a financial motivation to supporting Bill C-18, saying that, "Ooh, Pablo Rodriguez, the former heritage minister, he's taken on big tech. Is he going to win? Blah, blah, blah." No, that's not the point. He's not trying to take on big tech. They're not trying to get journalists paid. And by the way, big tech does not owe me anything. Facebook and Google are a fantastic platform that I, Daniel Boardman, and everyone else here at the National Telegraph uses to get our news out there. They do not owe me $50 every single time I post a new link to my stuff. That's absurd. But now on Facebook, we're getting notifications like this that our content's no longer allowed to be shared in Canada. That we're now, the one good thing I guess that came out of this is that we are officially considered Canadian news for all the people out there who say the National Telegraph is not real news. Well, Justin Trudeau and big tech companies seem to think that we are, so I'll take it. But obviously, like journalists were never meant to get paid out of this. The big tech companies were never going to be dumb enough to start paying journalists for just posting things on their platforms. Things that big tech never asked them to post. It's just a open forum that you're allowed to post stuff on. But obviously, this was just meant for Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government to demand that big tech do this so that big tech just shuts down news. Because for Justin Trudeau, his greatest asset in terms of media, the media cycle, is having nothing said about him. Justin Trudeau is very much a politician. If people don't hear anything going on with him, they just assume he's probably doing a half decent job. Because every single time you do hear stuff from him, it's abysmal. It's just scandals. It's just terrible economic reports. It's just him saying ridiculous things at press conferences. So when you hear nothing, the average person must think to themselves, probably not doing that bad a job. Maybe I'll vote for him. Who knows? So that's why Justin Trudeau is always popular whenever he goes on vacation. Every single time he goes on vacation, except that one time when he went to Tofino when he had just made the Truth and Reconciliation Day a holiday. Other than that, whenever he's on vacation or he just goes completely radio silence for a while, he's way more popular. Think about it right now. He is absolutely in the dumps right now because he won't shut up. Even though he's not really in the midst of a specific scandal, because he won't stop insulting Canadians and saying they're dumb for supporting the Conservatives or supporting conservative criticisms of the Liberals, he's like driving himself further and further into the floor. And Bill C-18 is effectively meant to remedy the fact that he won't shut up by basically making it so that independent media cannot get their content out on social media, because the National Telegraph, the Western Standard, Rebel News, True North, all these other places, Westphalian Times, SpencerFernando.com, we all rely on social media to get our content out there. If we cannot post it on Facebook, if we can't post it, if we can't be found on Google News, it's going to severely eat into our ability to generate any income and get any viewership. The only place we really have left are just sort of smaller platforms like Twitter, which has far less users than Google or Facebook does. And we have like Telegram. But the problem with places like Telegram is you usually have to onboard people through Facebook. So again, Justin Trudeau has basically caused a bit of a win-win. Even if big tech was stupid enough to pay journalists for posting stuff online, the Liberals also have Bill C-11, which allows the CRTC to basically warp algorithms to like direct people towards good Canadian content, which the definition of is always absurd. So effectively, what it would be is either the big tech companies say, we're not going to let Canadian news on our platforms, in which Justin Trudeau says, yippee, because now no one's going to read about all the stupid crap he does, or the big tech does pay Canadian journalists, and Bill C-11 will allow the Liberals to effectively warp algorithms so that the people who are being clicked on are good legacy media journalists who support the Liberal government. So Justin Trudeau, and the great thing though is that at least a lot of people kind of understood why Bill C-11 was so bad. So I think, or Bill C-18 was so bad. So at this point, I don't think that this is going to be a win for Justin Trudeau. It's a win in the long run, but I don't think Justin Trudeau's government has long enough to survive in order to actually get all the benefits out of Bill C-18. The problem is, at least in the short run, or at least like 2 years, if you consider that the short run or the long run, it's going to put the National Telegraph and a lot of other independent media companies at great financial risk. Because even though this was not like a primary income for me and Daniel, it was something that was supplementary. It is something that cost us a lot of money. I've mentioned before, I'm being sued by a Chinese billionaire, and I've already had to pay $15,000 to do it. I do not make a lot of money from the National Telegraph. I barely make anything, but it helps be able to sort of pay some of the bills and be able to support the shows so I can invest more money into what we do. Daniel Boardman, the same way. So right now, we're in a scenario where we cannot get our Facebook viewership on our articles that helps us drive money through AdSense, and we cannot be found on Google News through people organically finding us because we wrote articles on specific topics they were interested in. Now we're going to have to heavily rely on Twitter and Telegram and use our email, lists in order to get our articles out. So that probably means that you're going to see us doing a lot more videos simply because YouTube is not restricting anyone, because YouTube, I think they technically pay creators if you can qualify with enough subscribers. So Bill C-18 didn't affect them. So what I will probably end up doing, and what Daniel will probably end up doing, is we're going to make a lot more videos to go along with our articles, and you're going to start finding a lot more article links in the description of the videos that we will bring attention to if there is an article that we put out in tandem with the videos. But again, this is just all the stupid garbage we have to do because of Bill C-18. Bill C-18 is not meant to get us paid. It's obviously not meant to get us paid. We wouldn't be under this much pain if it was actually trying to help us. Justin Trudeau knows how to help journalists, and if he was trying to help us, he would actually end the subsidies to the legacy media, because that crowds out good private companies trying to deliver the news. Because when all the media dollars are going to the CBC and to the Post Media and Torstar, nobody else has any money to really spend on media, because taxes in Canada are relatively high to other places around the world where people spend their own dollars on the media, and is not being sort of forced. They're not being forced to pay certain media companies through their taxes. Regardless, we will still be around. We'll still be delivering the news. We're just going to have to do it in a slightly different way, thanks to Justin Trudeau and former Heritage Minister Pablo Rodriguez, who somehow still survived the cabinet shuffle and is now the Transportation Minister, which I guess he can't do much worse than Omar Al-Gabra, so maybe Canada benefited in a microscopic way. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Donate to my legal fundraiser in the comment section that I'll post in the comment section and in the video description of this video below. I'm already dying on my words at the end of this video. Anyways, click the links, like the video, comment, subscribe, and we'll still be around hopefully after 2 years once Bill C-18 finally ends.